Hey dudes, I hope you guys are having a lovely day. I am Pika Master, and welcome back to Zombie High. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Now, in the last one, we just are starting our day at high school. We just met our best friend Chase, and he's sitting here warning us that Zeta High, which is the high school we could go to, is brutal. We live underground because of the zombie apocalypse in the military bunkers. There are many different sectors of them, and we are just a high school student. So let's get back on into it. Have you not listened to a word I said this past year? Asked Chase. You shrug and Chase sighs. Okay. He continues. Listen up. First you have the baggers. They're all meatheads and steroid cases if you ask me. All they care about is killing meat bags. Sounds kind of fun, you say. More like a 24/7 testosterone fest. When they're not bragging about their kills, they're obsessing about their next workout or the newest energy drink. So boring. Most bagger guys date royalty, the cheerleaders, and all the other spoiled pretty princesses. Future trophy wives, I like to call them. Next, you have the athletes. These are the smart kids, obviously, and they are also totally lame. All they do all day is study and brown-nose the teachers for extra bullets, which they immediately hand over to the baggers, who protect their scrawny butts. That's pretty nice of them. You say, relieved that you won't be witnessing any revenge of the nerd-style bullying for being smart. Whatever, they're still major wads, but none of them are as bad as the Kid A. Who's that? Every year's got one, Chase says, raising his voice to a mocking pitch. The guy who's so smart, so strong, and so brave, all the girls drool over the Kid A. Uh-huh. You say, jealous much? As if. Chase leans back and crosses his arms. If there's ever a female Kid A, I've never heard of one. It's always been a guy. He gives you his patented smart aleck look. Why you think you fit the bill? No, just curious, you say with a shrug. Seems like you have everyone else figured out. Where do I fit in exactly? I don't fit. Where do you fit in exactly? Sorry. I don't fit in, thank you very much. He shifts uneasily in his seat and avoids your gaze. You're a rat, you ask, eyes wide with disbelief. How come you never told me? I'm not a rat. I hate that label. I'm just one of the few kids who refuses to be sucked into the whole fascist system. You consider this for a moment. At least baggers and Elrich and royalty all have a purpose for the greater good of society. What's yours? Do you hear yourself? Chase huffs, his face suddenly turning red. You sound just like those stupid public service announcements on TV. Do you really think everyone has a purpose back before this all happened? What's wrong with just wanting to be a kid? A man sitting across from you peers at Chase over his newspaper. Chase sighs and looks out the window at the passing advertisements along the subway tunnel wall You notice that there's going to be a John Hughes movie marathon all next week, and you make a mental note to DVR it. Look, Chase finally says, it's not like I'm planning to donate my body to science or anything, but sometimes I just get sick of all the crap. I'd just rather play Resident Evil than actually live, you know? Yeah, I guess. Just then, you notice a group of teens entering your train car, one guy and two girls. Based on Chase's description of high school society structures, you'd guess that this guy was a bagger. His broad shoulders and cocky expression says it all. The two girls are definitely royalty, beautiful, poised, and possessing obvious fashion sense. The three of them are chatting and laughing with one another. They haven't noticed you or Chase on the other side of the crowded car. Chase is rat, the least popular of the social cliches at the school. Would it be to your advantage to get spotted with him before even showing up on your first day? What do? Keep talking to Chase normally. Suggest you move to another car. Disarrange from conversation. Well, it's either I can be a total snob. No, I'm gonna go with best friends forever. Aww, you love them the mostest. Chase is your childhood friend. You admonish yourself from even thinking of selling him out. Besides, the gaggle of populars appears to be engrossed in each other to notice you. Isn't that the way it usually goes? The two of you continue talking about what to expect for the day ahead. A ton dings twice over the speaker system, signaling the next stop. Chase reaches for his backpack. Just remember one thing. The less you call attention to yourself at the school, the easier it will be. Trust me. You follow Chase out of the subway car and join a few dozen other kids walking toward a set of heavy gray doors. Above them hang a plaque which reads, Zeta High School, established 2 AZ. You enter a wide hallway lined with lockers, passing small clusters of squealing girls, guys horsing around with their buddies, and silent kids with their noses already buried in the thick medical volumes. You follow Chase around the corner, eventually approaching 3 kids who all greet him with smiles and slaps on the backs. Guys, meet Jane, Chase says. You smile at Nick, Tatum, and Caroline. Introduce themselves. Howdy, Tatum chirps. Her strawberry blonde hair is lacquered into short spikes all around her head, and her eyes are pierced with about a dozen earrings each. Chase told us all about you. If you want to stash your stuff in my locker, that's cool. I have plenty of room. Oh, thanks, you say. But I think first years are all assigned lockers over in the West Hall. It doesn't matter, Nick says. His black t-shirt has a white skull with Misfits written in green across its forehead. He's also missing a tooth behind his left canine. No one ever checks. I've had the same locker for the past 5 years. 5? Caroline snorts and puts her arm around Nick's waist. She's wearing an ill-fitted green cardigan and plaid skirt and thick yellow glasses. He's joking. He's only been held back once. That's only because he spends most of his time in detention. You laugh politely as the speaker bolted to the ceiling crackles with static. Attention all students! Please report to the auditorium in 5 minutes for Principal Gupta's orientation speech. A blooming voice announces, This is mandatory. Thank you. This is mandatory. Thank you. Nick repeats mockingly and Caroline snorts again. Wonder if old Goopa has any new material this year? Tatum asks. No one is particularly checking her tongue ring in her locker mirror. Doubt it, Nick scoffs. He reaches over to put Caroline in a playful headlock. Hey! She wiggles away and hip checks Tatum. Can I borrow your chapstick? The girls fiddle with their makeup as Chase and Nick make bored small talk. No one makes any attempt to join the rest of the students milling toward the auditorium. Maybe we should get going, you say nervously. You're not gonna really go to that, are you? Chase asks. It's so totally boring. Besides, we have other plans. Like what? Tatum pulls a blue card out of her back pocket and waves it under your nose. Like, I pinched this from my dad this morning? What's that? A key, dummy. My dad's a janitor. That means full access to the school. She slips the card back into her pocket. A self-satisfied gleam in her eye, and rumor has it there's a cage full of trips somewhere in the south quarter, like total 20s. Ugh. Nick lunges at Caroline's neck and she dissolves into a giggle before locking lips with him in a sloppy exchange of spit. Okay, that's just gross, the way it was described there. Isn't that dangerous, you ask? I don't want to get infected. I hear getting the antidote shot totally sucks and it doesn't even work most of the time. Tatum rolls her eyes and slams her locker. Oh, come on. Live a little. Besides, it's totally safe. My dad cleans in there every day and he's a total wuss. I don't know, you say, biting your lip in hesitation. That orientation sounded pretty important. I mean, it's my first hour at this school and I immediately go break the rules? You ask incredulously. As Mom says, don't break the rules until you know the game. You think to yourself, although you carefully not to declare your mommy advice out loud. What do you do? Let's go and explore. It sounds more interesting. Whatever you say with a shrug. Let's go hang with some meatbags. Your new friends cheer and you follow them down the south hallway, past empty classrooms and a lunchroom already emitting a questionable aroma. A banner on the wall written in brown and yellow markers announcing that the homecoming scrimmage this Friday. You point it out to Chase. Hug. Really, Jane? He scoffs. It's just a bunch of baggers on steroids showing off for the crowd. Totally lame. Whatever, man. I'm definitely going, Nick chimes in. It's so rad. They use all these crazy weapons to chop up the undies. Chainsaws and blowtorches and stuff. Chase and Tatum shoot him annoyed looks and he shrugs. What? It's kind of cool. That's all I'm saying. When travel between sectors become too risky for anyone other than military and medical personnel around 4 AZ or so, that's pretty much put an end to traditional high school football. Since then, arena bagging sort of a mix between ancient Roman gladiators and a comical, exaggerated military combat zone has become the new American pastime. You've never actually seen a game, but you imagine it must be pretty amazing. Speak of the devils, Tatum says, as you turn down a small corridor and approach a steel door with a sign that reads, Caution, stay out. This has gotta be it. She slides the card into a small slot under the knob and the tiny light next to it turns from red to green. Jackpot! She smiles and goes inside. You look hesitantly at Chase, but he just shrugs and follows behind Caroline and Nick. Inside the room is another corridor with cages lining each side. Thick steel bars are the only thing between you and your friends, and about 24 undies. And it looks like your entrance has attracted their interest, as they've already begun shambling slowly towards you. One female, probably in her mid-30s when she was infected, stops suddenly and cocks her head to the side. She sniffs in the air, then opens her mouth and lets out a low, gurgling moan, like a bobcat you saw on TV once. The males behind her return her call and continue their leisurely stroll your way. Creepy. You say the female is right in front of you now, her gray skin flawless except for a wide gash on her neck where her long brown hair was probably pretty when she was alive, but now it's a wild nest of tangles around her hollow, vacant face. I thought they'd be grosser somehow. Oh, they usually are, Nick says. But these guys look pretty fresh. Captured specially for the homecoming game, is my guess. My dad said he saw one with no legs once, Caroline says with a shiver of revulsion. It was just dragging itself along with the little stump of arm it had left. Nasty, Tatum says. Hey, check out Gramps here. She pulls a candy bar out of her purse and waves it in the direction of the elderly man wearing a pea green tuxedo. His gray hair is still perfectly combed over his wrinkled scalp, and a pair of bifocals sit off kilter on the bridge of his nose. When he opens his mouth to moan, a set of pearly white dentures tumble past his gray lips onto the floor. Oh my God, Nick says. Did everybody just see that? Gnarly, Chase whispers under his breath. You like chocolate, buddy? Tatum asks, holding it just out of his reach. Watch it, Tatum, Chase warns, hanging back behind everyone else. He's probably more powerful than he looks. Oh, is that a concern I hear, Chasey? Tatum says, turning around to flatter her green mascara eyelashes his way. What would happen if old Toothless here broke out and started gumming me to death? Would you come to my rescue? Tatum, don't be stupid. Caroline marches up to her friend and grabs her by the wrist. Let's go. No! Tatum flinches and takes a step backwards toward the cage, which gives Gramps just enough room to grab her by the elbow and give her a good, hard yank. In what seems like slow motion, her head smacks the metal bars with a loud thunk, knocking her unconscious. She slumps forward onto the ground as another VM wearing a t-shirt that reads Pete's Pizza Delivery reaches for her ankle. Caroline screams and backs away as Chase and Nick stand frozen in terror. In about 5 seconds, Tatum's going to be a toast. What do you... Well, our choices are to run away, go get help, or save Tatum. Fuck that. I'm gonna just go ahead and save her. You can either use the crowbar to bash skulls or try to pull her away from the powerful VMs. Well, I'm gonna leave this one here, guys. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!